Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today our topic is about ideology of Pakistan in the historical perspective and two nations theory or justification for the creation of Pakistan or freedom struggle. Remember students, while attempting these questions you have to give examples from the history. You have to justify the ideology of Pakistan and the creation of Pakistan. So the first topic of freedom struggle is partition of Bengal, then Simla deputation, formation of All India Muslim League, Khilafat movement, the 1937 elections and the Congress rule under the 1935 Act, the Lahore Resolution 1940, Cripps Mission, Shimla Conference, election of 45-46, Cabinet Mission Plan, 3rd June Plan and the creation of Pakistan. So the first topic is partition of Bengal. It was in 1905. Remember students, while attempting the question of freedom struggle or from history, you have to give each and every topic a background. So the background of the partition of Bengal, first of all, its population and area. Bengal was the biggest problem with a population of 78 million and its area was 1,90,000, and it was governed by a single lieutenant governor who could not look after the administrative requirements of such a vast area alone. At that time, the Viceroy of India was Viceroy Lord Curzon. Remember students, Lord Curzon was in favor of making small administrative units, as it was in 1901 that he separated this province of Northwest Frontier Province, the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa from the province of Punjab in 1901. So he was in favor of making small administrative units. So he decided to split the huge province of Bengal into two parts. He prepared a plan and he sent that plan to the British Parliament. After the acceptance of the British Parliament, the huge province of Bengal was divided into two parts, the Eastern Bengal and the Western Bengal. Now comes the reaction of Hindus and Muslims over the partition of Bengal. In the huge province of Bengal, in the United Bengal, Hindus were in majority and their position was very much dominant. Remember, the eastern side of the Bengal was the most fertile area. When the huge province of Bengal, on the advice of Lord Curzon, was divided into two parts, automatically Muslims became in majority in the eastern side of Bengal. Muslims were very happy over the partition of Bengal because their position was now dominant, because they were in majority, and you know it well, majority is always an authority. So in their view, the Eastern Bengal brought happier prospects of political and economic life for the Muslims. The partition of Bengal provided chances of great progress to the Muslims who formed the majority group in the new setup. In the combined province of Bengal, the Muslims were a suppressed and dominated class of society. The Muslims therefore expressed their utmost happiness over the partition of Bengal. So they were very happy over the partition of Bengal and their reaction was too much positive. Now comes the reaction of Hindus. The reaction of Hindus towards the partition of Bengal was too much negative and they reacted in a hostile and violent manner. So their reaction was too much violent. The Hindus could never support a move which was to bring prosperity and happiness to the Muslims. So they therefore launched an extensive movement against the partition of Bengal, against the British government, and they gave religious color to the agitation and to the partition. At that time, the leadership of All India National Congress was with the Gandhiji. Remember, at that time there was only one political platform, and that was All India National Congress. It was formed in 1885 and it was the only political platform for all the Indians. The claim of All India National Congress was to be a neutral party. So, when Hindus started agitation against the partition of Bengal, All India National Congress fully supported the agitation of Hindus against the partition of Bengal. It proved that All India National Congress was no more a neutral party because they are supporting Hindus against the partition of Bengal, which was fortunately in favor of Muslims. As you know it well, Gandhiji was the leader of All India National Congress, and his philosophy was based on non-violence. So on the advice of Gandhiji, the Hindus started agitation and they started a movement called Swadeshi movement. Swadeshi movement was to complete boycott the foreign goods or the British goods made by British. So the reaction of Hindus was too much violent, and with the support of All India National Congress, they started agitation, and it was in 1911 that the vigorous Hindu agitation rocked the government, which could not withstand the extreme pressure of the movement, and as the result the partition of Bengal was ultimately annulled on 12 December 1911 at a royal meeting known as Delhi Darbar. So if we see the whole process of the partition of Bengal, the intention of the partition of Bengal or the objectives of the partition of Bengal was only and solely administrative. But when the partition of Bengal was held, the reaction of Hindus was too much hostile, and so we can say that the activities and demands of the Congress made the Muslims realize that it was high time that they take steps to safeguard their interest. Okay students, inshallah in the coming lecture we will cover the Simla deputation and the formation of All India Muslim League. Actually, Simla deputation is the result of the agitation of Hindus against the partition of Bengal, and the background of the formation of All India Muslim League is actually the Simla deputation. So inshallah in the coming class we will cover the Simla deputation and the formation of All India Muslim League.